What is going on, everybody? My name is Nick, and welcome to another episode of the Good Schmidt podcast. I am here with Claire Gorham today. And the first question I have for you is, you recently graduated from Whitewater with a degree in Communication Sciences and Disorders. What did you choose ComDis as your major?
Well, first of all, Schmidt, thank you so much for having me on. And I chose ComDis because I knew that I always wanted to work in a school setting, but I didn't necessarily want to be a teacher just because I really didn't have like a passion about like any subject in school, but I really did enjoy like being around kids and like being in a school setting. So like that's why I chose ComDis.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's kind of the reason I chose it too, is really didn't have a passion for teaching, and I had more of a passion for working with kids with disabilities. So that's why I chose ComDis as my major.
Yeah, same. And it's nice because you still get like all the breaks that like a normal teacher would get, which is like super nice.
Yeah, for sure. What are your future career plans?
So, well, like currently, okay. Obviously, like I just graduated in May, and so I'm still on a waiting list to get into graduate school. So
Yeah, you're
in a perfect world. Yeah, so I'm still on a wait list at Whitewater, which like fingers crossed, but if I have to take a gap year, I will just become a para-professional like in the schools and then reapply. But like my ultimate goal is to be a speech path like in a school. Which anyway, sorry, my computer glitched out. So anyway, so like I just like to be a speech path like in a school. I thought about maybe doing like the clinical route and doing my own private practice for a while, but I kind of figured that like it would be nice to just be able to be like in a school setting.
Yeah, for sure. Do you have any tips for me as a ComDis student?
Ooh, okay. I've been thinking about this question a lot, and I think I'd have to say, well, first of all, I mean, like take really good notes, because at first I didn't, and I really missed like a lot of like little questions on like exams and stuff. And so take really good notes, ask a lot of questions, even if you think you know it, still ask like a bunch of questions, because you always are going to be like missing something. And never ever leave projects for like 2 weeks before it's due. Okay, just don't do it. Speaking from experience, I have done that and it really did not pan out well for me. So don't do it.
Those are really good tips. Thanks. It's good to know. I usually tend to miss the little questions on tests too. So.
Yeah, and those always would kill me. Just kill me. So, I mean, if I can give you that advice before it happens to you.
Yeah, that's great. Thanks. The next question I have is, could you tell me a little bit about the camp you work for? I'm sure you can't like say.
Oh my gosh! Wow, summer camp. So the camp I work at is a YMCA camp, so it's a day camp, and mostly the kids there this summer are kids of essential workers. So like obviously their parents are doctors, nurses, pretty much. I mean like anything that's been considered essential. So every day every day is something different. So like, for example, today was, we had like our water day, which we do like one day a week. So we do like the slip and slide, stuff like that. But mostly it's like a daytime summer camp that's 5 days a week and runs through the entire summer. So it's June. It's May. It's like the end of May to the very end of August. And a lot of times like these kids like come like every single week. So yeah, it's a lot of fun. I like it a lot. I have my own group of 10 kids. And so like we call it like every counselor has like an animal name. So I'm Claire Cobra. And so like my group name is the Cobras. And this girl, in my group, she like surprised me today with this cup that she made me with like my name on it, which was really
Oh,
cute.
that's so cool.
Yeah. So like my kids are in middle school, so they're 11, 12, and 13, and it's really interesting to see like what middle schoolers are like because like I don't really remember like myself in middle school. So yeah, it's so much fun. Like I really do enjoy it and it's a really good experience. And yeah, like I don't know, like I just like have a lot of fun going. Get to be outside all day, which is nice. I get to make like a lot of friendship bracelets, which is really fun. Build fires, eat s'mores, you know, the usual stuff for working.
Oh yeah. Well, that sounds fun. Really fun. I worked at a camp
Hmm.
myself last summer, so I know what that's all
Oh,
about.
really?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's so fun.
mine was a Boys and Girls Club camp, so a lot of kids from the inner city.
Fun.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's super fun. Was it a day camp too?
yeah, they had day campers and overnight campers. Yeah.
Oh, really? We don't do any well, we can't really do any overnights now, but
Well, yeah,
in
obviously
general,
they
we
don't need
really,
that. That's why I'm not working there.
yeah, that's so fun. Wow. Yeah, I like love camp. I've never worked at a camp before, and it's just like a really good experience, like working with kids of like
Mhm.
all different ages, because like we have kids K through 12, so it's kind of interesting to like work with like all the various age groups.
Yeah, we had at the camp I worked at, it was 7 to 14
Oh,
for the age
wow.
groups. Yeah.
Yeah, that's super fun.
The next question I have, like, more pertains to what I'm doing now. Have you ever heard of Prader-Willi syndrome?
Um, okay, no. I mean, no.
No, I had never heard about it until I found out about the job I'm working now. But pretty much what it
Mm-hmm.
is like these people are hungry all the time, all their lives, so they can't control their hunger.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and like, um, they don't have a gag reflex. They can't throw up, which is really sad.
Oh my gosh, what?
Yeah, yeah, I thought that was
I have
really, really strange. And also, they can't like feel pain. They have a super high like pain tolerance.
what?
Yeah, and they're pretty much
Wait,
just
what?
it's so
What?
weird. It's so weird. And like
So wait, you work like you work with them?
I work with people with Prader-Willi syndrome. Yes,
Oh, okay. That's so interesting.
adults,
Like,
adults, not
okay.
kids. But they do have they
Yeah,
do have like there are kids with it.
right.
Yeah. But
Whoa.
I literally I just started this job like last week and I'm training for it right now. So
Oh my
yeah,
gosh.
just got to
Is
meet
it
them.
like what do you do?
I'm gonna be a counselor. I'm trained to be a counselor because
Oh, cool.
these people need like 24-hour care because of their eating issue.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like
That's
literally,
nuts. I've
they'll
never
eat
heard
meat
of that.
until death, pretty much, as sad as it is.
Yeah, because like they don't get sick. That's nuts.
Yeah,
Wow,
it's
that's super
nuts.
cool. How
Yeah.
did you find that?
I just found, well, my mom actually found it. It was just some job she found on Indeed, and I'm like, oh, gonna look and apply for this.
Mm-hmm.
And it seems really
Whoa.
cool so far.
Yeah, that's super cool. That's like awesome. Good for you.
Yeah. Um, let's
Wow.
see. Yeah, that's really cool. The next question I have is, what's your favorite type of music?
My favorite type of music. Um, I don't know. I like music from like all genres. Like I know everybody says that, but I really like I'm really into like indie music, so like just stuff that's like kind of like alternative. Um, I like I don't know, I like it all, but like mostly I listen to mostly like alternative. I listen to like classic rock a lot, but mostly it's like indie alternative.
Yeah, me too. I love rock.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Oh, what concerts have you been to?
Ooh, what concerts have I been to? So let's see. I've seen I just saw the Lumineers. I don't know if you've ever heard of them. Some people don't know who
Yeah, I've
they
heard
are.
of them.
Okay. Yeah, so Morgan Smarzinski and I, we just saw them in March, like right before everything like closed down.
Oh yeah.
Then, yeah, so I've seen them twice. I've seen Kennedy Hauser, obviously,
Mhm.
and we saw the 1975 last spring, which was like so good. On my birthday this past year, I saw Hosier. Again, like, don't feel bad, like, if you've never heard of him,
I
but,
actually don't know that.
oh, yeah, no, it's okay. Not many people, like, know who he is, but yeah, I saw him on my birthday, and he was super good. Yeah, like, I kind of like going to, like, I only really go to concerts if I, like, really know the music, so, like, I haven't been to, like, too many concerts, but the ones I've been to have been, like, so awesome.
Nice. Oh, what's your favorite movie?
My favorite movie? Ooh. Um, so, okay, I don't know if you have Disney Plus, but if you do, honestly, if everyone watching this, if you have Disney Plus, there's a movie on there. It's called Free Solo. It's about this rock climber who free solo climbs, so without any ropes, without any gear, to the top of El Cap in Yosemite. And it's like this whole documentary about how he like gets to that point. And I am obsessed with that movie. Like, I love it so much. For a while, I really wanted to like get into rock climbing. Not really my thing, but I can really appreciate it. And so highly recommend. It's called Free Solo. It's a National Geographic documentary. It's pretty new. Like, it just came out last year, and it actually won an Oscar. Well, I don't remember what it won an Oscar for, but I do not want an Oscar. So highly recommend. Highly recommend.
I'll have to check that out.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
And then what shows are you watching right now?
Ooh, what shows am I watching right now? So, well, okay, on Netflix they have like, well, at the beginning of quarantine, I kind of like really watched my way through like a lot of Netflix. Like, watched Tiger King in one sitting. I was really proud of that. And so there's this other series on Netflix right now. It's called The Chef's Table, and it just highlights like different chefs around the world, and I think it's really interesting. Not many people probably wouldn't find it super interesting, but I'm like watching my way through that right now. I don't really have like that much time for like a ton of Netflix right now, but like when I do have time, like that's what I'm watching.
Nice. And then, do you read any books, or you're not really a reader?
I'll be honest, I really don't read many books. That sounds really bad, and I know at the beginning of quarantine, I really tried hard to
Yeah, I
be
try.
like, yeah, like I was like, I'm gonna try hard. I'm gonna try to read a book. It just didn't happen for me. I bought a Nintendo Switch instead, and I was like, probably should be buying books, but it's fine. I'll just do this. So, yeah, I'm sorry, Schmidt. I'm not reading any books right now.
Yeah, I'm like on and off with books. That's all right. Let's see. The next question I have is, what are some of the places that you've been to that you really enjoyed visiting?
Ooh, today I just like got a little like not alert. I just saw in my Snapchat memories that 2 years ago today I just landed in Paris, and so I really, really, really like loved Paris. I really loved Europe in general, but I don't know. I've been to like quite a few places, all of like different ends. Like, I've been to Paris, but like I've also done like super outdoorsy like hiking trips and stuff. So some of my favorites would probably be, I loved Paris. I really liked last year I went to Alaska, which was like super cool.
Nice.
Yeah, it was awesome. Like the national parks, just like going like out west, like the Grand Tetons, Glacier National Park. I actually was supposed to go on another trip out to Grand Teton National Park at the end of July, and it just got canceled yesterday.
Huh.
So that's kind of a bummer.
Yes.
But I mean, I know that like the mountains aren't going anywhere, but yeah, I definitely would rank those pretty high.
Also, then, like when you go on on outdoorsy trips, are you like into hiking, like that type of stuff?
Yeah, I like love hiking. Like, I love being outside. I really enjoy like just like being out like in the fresh air and just like having and just, I don't know, like enjoying nature. I think like I feel like that's something that people like maybe wouldn't expect like about me, that like I do enjoy stuff like just being outside. Like, I mean, like at camp, like I'm outside all day, like we're
Mhm.
climbing in the creek, like we're doing a bunch of stuff, and like every day I come home like so gross, but like it's so fun. Like I just like love being outside. So yeah.
Yeah, I've done a lot of camping trips. I camped a ton when I was a
Yeah.
kid. I was in scouts, so I've done a lot.
Oh, really? That's
Camping.
cool. Yeah.
Yeah, my favorite place that I've ever been to was there's this Boy Scout, or there's this Scout ranch out in New Mexico. It's called Philmont, and I hiked to the
Oh,
top
wow,
of
that's cool.
Mount Baldy, which is like 7,000 feet or 12,000 feet or something. That was
Oh
pretty.
my gosh. That's so cool. Wow. Are you an Eagle Scout?
I am an Eagle Scout, yes.
What was your, I don't know what they call it. Is it like a capstone project? I don't know what it's called. Like the
Eagle
project
Pass,
you do before you're like, oh, okay, okay.
yeah. I
What
made
was
like
what
a
was yours?
I made like a wood chip trail with signs.
That's cool.
Yeah, it was in a woods like near my high school.
Oh, that's so cool. I'm always so fascinated to see like what people come up with, because like I honestly would have no clue what I would do if I had to do that.
My roommate built a bridge on the section of the Ice Age Trail, and I actually went and saw it. That was pretty cool.
That's cool. What the heck?
It says
Wow.
his name like right where the bridge is.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Wow, like that's so cool. I think it's so awesome when people like are super creative like that and like can do like super like cool things like that. And like even yours is like so cool. Like that's awesome.
yeah, it was really ambitious. It took a while.
No, I bet. I mean, that's a big undertaking.
Yeah. Sorry, are you a Cubs and a Bears fan? Is that right?
Yeah, I am. I catch a lot of heat for that. I mean, especially like going to school in Wisconsin, and so a lot of times it's just kind of like keeping my head down. But yeah, like I'm a big sorry, my computer's wigging out. Oh gosh. Sorry. Yeah, no, I'm a huge like a big Cubs fan, like big Bears fan. Super sad that like sports really aren't happening right now.
Yeah, I'm so sad.
So yeah,
I like
it's
to talk
really
about
upsetting.
sports all the time.
Yeah, like usually like when we have baseball, like we have it on all the time at my house and stuff like that. But I don't watch like the NBA or like hockey or anything. So like I'm mainly just like a Bears and a Cubs fan.
Okay. Who's
Are
like
you a Packers fan, Schmitty?
I am a Packers fan. I don't actually
Oof.
like the Bears or the Cubs as much as some people. I was actually happy the Cubs won the
Yeah.
World Series just because like their fan base is suffering for
Thank
so
you.
long.
Yeah, people don't really recognize that, and but it's fine. It's fine. We had our time. We had our time to shine.
Like, who's your favorite players on the Cubs and Bears?
Oh, okay. On the Cubs, I really like Anthony Rizzo and Chris Bryant, and I know like those are super basic to say, but I really like them. Like on the Bears, I'll be honest, like I don't, I kind of like don't really know. Like if I heard their names, like I'd be like, oh okay, yeah, but like I don't have like a, oh my gosh, like they're my favorite. I'm just like kind of a fan of the team, like in general.
Yeah, that's fair.
So
If I had
yeah,
to pick, if I was a Bears and a Cubs fan, Javi Baez for the Cubs, he's a really fun player to watch.
yeah.
For the Bears, yeah, probably Khalil Mack.
Oh okay, yeah, yeah. See, like okay, yeah, I know who that is.
For
All right,
me, my
I got it.
favorite players on my teams for the Packers, obviously Jake Kumerow because he went to Whitewater, and then for the Brewers, Keston Hira. I like Keston Hira.
Okay,
And for the
yeah.
Packers, or not Packers, for the Bucks, a lot of people say a lot of people obviously like Giannis, but for me, I like Dante DiVincenzo. He's my favorite.
Yeah, see, like that's the thing. Like, I never was like really into the NBA like growing up, and so like I kind of like would say like I'm a Bucks fan, but because like I don't know, like I kind of like I like watching them a lot and like stuff like that. So like I guess I would say like if I had to pick an NBA team, I'd probably say like I'm a Bucks fan,
Okay.
but heavily influenced by like all the people around me at school for sure.
Yeah. All right. Next question. When did you start running cross country?
I started running cross country my senior year of high school.
Oh,
So
really? Hmm.
yeah, I did soccer up until then, and then I kind of was tired of it, and so I one day I just was like, okay, like I'm just gonna go and like give this a try, like see how it goes. Because I've always been like pretty like active, and so I was like, okay, like running, like okay, I can do that. And ever since that, like I just like loved it. Like I loved it so much. I was really upset that I like didn't discover it earlier in high school, but like I'm so glad that I did discover it when I did, because then like it let me like have that experience like in college, which like was the best. What about you? When did you start running, Schmitty?
Oh, actually, I've been running for a long time. So there was in summer school when I was in elementary school, they had track and field, and I did it when I was in third grade. And the first mile I ever ran was a 7:29, and from there I've been running ever since.
Oh my gosh. I did track and field in like middle school, but I mean like it was middle school. And then I just like I picked soccer over running when, I actually just ended up running the whole time.
Yeah, and like I've always like gravitated toward running and like the distance events. Like even in
Hmm.
kindergarten, like all I would do is just run around the playground. So it was
Really?
fun for a while, and it
Oh my
helps.
gosh.
An uncle who's a coach at my high school, and one of my cousins
Hmm.
who ran in college too. So that helps.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah. My family like really didn't know much about running until like I started running. And like they were kind of like, oh, okay. Like that sounds good. But like it's like kind of funny because like I'll be like, oh yeah, like I run, and everybody's like running like, ew, like that's gross. But I'm like, oh, like I just like love it. I don't know. It's so fun.
Yeah, and like my dad's side, they're big into it, but my mom's side really, they're not into it at all. My mom didn't know about like you could run as a sport as a kid. She would have known about it.
Yeah, that's so funny. I've had like my two oldest cousins, they both ran like cross country and track, but like other than that, like nobody else like in my family really ran at all.
Hmm. Yeah, that's interesting. I didn't
Mhm.
realize that you didn't start until senior year, but that's cool.
Yeah, like a lot of people think that they're like, oh, like what, like how, like what were your times like in high school? And I was like, oh, like I only did it like 1 year. And they're like, what? And I'm like, yeah, I just like kind of decided. I showed up like on the first day of summer running, and I was like, okay, like I'll try it.
Yeah, like that's cool. I like the runners that like show up late and still enjoy it. It's
Yeah,
I appreciate those folks on the team because they get to experience it.
yeah, like that's me. I was like a little late to the party, but like I still appreciate it just the same, and I
Yeah.
enjoy it a lot.
Okay. Next question. Do you have any siblings?
I do. I have one younger sister. Her name's Leslie. She's 2 years younger than me. She is a junior, yeah, at the University of Wisconsin in Milwaukee. So pretty cool that like we're both like in the UW system. But she, so she's 2 years younger than me. We're pretty like different in terms of like personality. Like she's very independent and very just like marches to the beat of her own drum, which I think is so cool. And like I am definitely more kind of like keep to myself and just like do my own thing, kind of stay out of everybody's way. But yeah, we're pretty close. She's like one of my best friends, obviously, because like we're pretty tight.
Oh, that's great. Okay. Well, what's the scariest thing you've ever experienced before? This is a loaded question.
Ooh, the scariest thing I've ever experienced before. Let's see. Actually, oh my gosh. Well, last, so okay, this is like a story from camp because it just happened like, yeah, like it was like last week. So, at camp we have like they look like kind of like boxing rings, kind of, but they're like short and they're like made of wood. And so we play this game called RMC, like you play it with a ball. And next to the RMC pits, there are like a bunch of trees because like it's in the woods. And all of a sudden, like, it was really, really windy. And this tree, like, I noticed it's kind of like really like rocking back and forth. And all of a sudden, I like see it and it looks like it's about to like start falling. So I'm like screaming at the kids. I'm like, get out of the pit, like get out of the pit. And like then like the tree had completely fallen later. But I was like, if that wind would have been blown any harder, like these kids would have been crushed under this tree. It was so scary. I was like, oh my gosh, like I was freaking out. And because I was like, these kids literally would have been crushed. So I would say like that definitely comes to mind off the top of my head, for sure.
Yeah, that is good thing you got him out of there.
Yeah, seriously, it was so scary. I was like, oh my God. I'm like, I have never been so panicked in my life. I was like, get out of the pit, get out of the pit. And oof, that was terrifying.
Okay, this next question I've asked on every podcast that I've done. What's the weirdest thing you've ever done, such as like strange food you've tried or something goofy you or someone has done?
The weirdest thing I've ever done. Oh, geez. For food I've tried. Oh my gosh. Geez. I think. I don't know. I kind of have a lot. So just like funny things that I've done, or oh gosh.
Yeah, it could be funny.
Okay. Ooh, geez, I've done like. Oh, okay. So. Oh geez, this is like embarrassing. So I wouldn't necessarily say this is like weird, but beginning at like the beginning of June, I had applied for a few jobs and like I didn't hear anything back, and then I had heard that like the summer camp was like looking for counselors, so like I put in my application, like I spent all this time on it, and I was like, okay, like this is perfect. So I sent it in, and it's like 30 minutes later, I get a call from my aunt, and she's like, oh, hey, did you mean to apply to this camp that's in Maine? And I was like, what? She goes, yeah, I just got like a reference check for this camp in Maine. This camp in Maine had the exact same name as the camp that I work at now.
What?
So when I Googled it, I didn't fact check like what state it was in. And I was like, oh my gosh, like I literally just spent all this time and I applied to the wrong. And so then I went to when I got my normal camp job, like at the real camp I'm at now, I went in for one day of training, and there was this guy there, and he goes, oh, like, yeah, like this is my last week at camp because next week I'm moving to be a counselor at a residential camp in Maine. And I was like, what camp? Like, what's the name? And he goes, oh, it's so funny. Like, it's the same name as this camp. And I was like, oh my gosh. He was literally going to work at the camp I accidentally applied to. And they emailed me back and they didn't give me the job. And I was like, okay, kind of rude, but I get it.
Like, that's embarrassing, but at the same time, it's confusing other people. So it's like, I can't like fault you for that.
It was so embarrassing. And like, when he told our whole group that like that's where he was going, like I didn't know anybody that well, so like I couldn't say like, oh my gosh, like I accidentally applied to that camp, because like I didn't really have any friends yet, so they'd be like, what, like you're crazy.
Yeah, wow, that's wild.
Yeah, it was a lot.
Okay, last question I have is, what has been your go-to quarantine activity or project?
Ooh. So, okay, my go-to quarantine project, I actually painted this wall behind me in my room.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, so that took me a few days. I basically redid a lot of my room. I would pan my camera around, but like my room is not camera ready. I also really got into TikTok. So I learned a lot of like TikTok dances. I watched a lot of TikTok. Yeah, like I also like bleached tie-dyed like clothes, which was pretty fun, but my biggest project definitely was like my room. Just like I cleaned it all out, donated a bunch of stuff, and I like strung up lights and I like painted this whole like mural. So
Oh,
yeah,
fun.
I would say that. Schmitty, what have you been doing in quarantine?
So mine involves my backyard, and my dad started on the project before I got home from college. But
Mm-hmm.
I pretty much live in a woods where I'm at, and we had a bunch of brush
Yeah.
cleared in my backyard. And for like 7 weeks in a row, I was just clearing brush and burning brush.
Oh, man, that's tough.
I actually have fun with it. It's tiring, but it's fun to burn brush. I'm kind of a
Yeah.
pyromaniac, so I enjoy
Oh
it.
my gosh. I have some kids in my group that I would say are a pyromaniac. They always try to steal my lighter and light stuff on fire. Yesterday I caught one kid trying to light his arm hair on fire and I was like,
Oh,
what? I was like, what are we doing? I was like, please don't. I mean, Schmitty, I guess that's one way to spend quarantine. Like, it sounds pretty productive though.
yeah, like when I make fires, I try to keep them in control, unless they're trying to burn like a lot of brush. Made a lot of
So, Schmitty,
s'mores
like,
too.
oh my gosh, yum. All right, Schmitty. So, my question for you is, so, like, what are your thoughts? Like, do you think you're gonna be like going back to school, like in person in the fall?
My thoughts are it's gonna mostly be online. That's what I'm thinking.
You think? What about like sports? Like, have you seen like online, like a bunch of these like schools are like either canceling like their cross country seasons or they're like moving it to like conference only competition, which I was like, I think that's nuts. Like, I cannot imagine a fall without cross country.
Yeah, so my thoughts on that are I think that we're gonna have like heats for the races, so like to split up
Hmm.
the amount of runners in each race, so there's
Yeah.
not as many people getting too close to each other. Either that, or they're just gonna have like all the teams in our conference do like a time trial just with our teams, which would be really lame, but I feel like that's what's gonna
Yeah.
happen.
Like, yeah, like I feel like so my high school, like in the summer, they do like summer running and they haven't even been able to like get together to run. Like they only let them run in like groups of 3 to 4 as opposed to like the whole team. And I just like cannot like I cannot wrap my head around that. Like I can't imagine like not going to like our big meets with like all of these different schools. Like I can't imagine like not going to those.
Right? Yeah, just I hope we have some sort of season, even if it's just with our conference teams.
Yeah, I mean I hope so too. Like
It's the
I'm
start
like
line
I
that's the problem, because that's where
that
everybody's in
that's yeah.
proximity. Once you start, the race spreads out, then it's fine.
Right. And it's also hard because like, well, we probably wouldn't be able to have spectators either because like they all gather around the shoot, obviously,
Right.
which I also can't imagine like not having like spectators. Not that we always have like a ton, but like when we do, you know,
Yeah, for like
they're
conference
like pretty
regional.
close.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the other thing. Like I just think that's like wild. But I guess we're kind of like we'll have to like wait and see. I'm kind of surprised that they've not really said anything much about sports, but I feel like
Not
everybody's
really.
just like waiting to see.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll see
So
what happens. I'm
yeah,
gonna
I
train
mean,
anyways because
same.
I do like training. It's fun.
Yeah, no, for sure, same. I've been like running like when I can, but uh I just it's kind of like hard. Like it's nice to be able to talk to somebody who like gets running because like I try to talk about it with like other people and they're like, "Oh, well, can't you guys just like run?" And I'm like, "Okay, but like we can't because like we have like are all super close together and like stuff like that and they just like don't get it."
Are we
So,
gonna just
it's
like
nice to be
social
here.
distance at the start line and start like 10 people at once, like 10 or 20 runners at once? I don't know.
I cannot imagine starting that far apart, like behind the Williams Center. Oh my gosh,
It's
no
not
way.
gonna. I don't know if that's. I don't think that'll work.
I also like cannot picture like Mills like wearing a mask like at practice. Like
No,
no way. Like no,
I
no.
wouldn't wear a mask at
That's just not
practice.
happening.
That's the one place where I get a break from a mask is running.
Yeah. And like you'd probably have to wear them like all day in class anyway.
Right. When I have to wear it all
So
day at work, so it's nice being able to go out and run without a mask.
yeah. We have to wear ours like since we're mostly outside, like you have to wear you can't keep 6 feet of space, but like mostly like I am able to keep 6 feet of space, so I don't really have to wear it like that often. But like even when I do, it's kind of just like irritating because it's like so hot because like I'm outside when I'm like close with people and oh yeah, no, it's rough.
Yeah, it is. Well, that's all I have for you. If you have anything else, just say it now.
Hmm. Not that I can think of, but Schmitty, it was so good to like see you and talk to you.
Yeah,
Like I don't really realize like how much like I miss like interacting with like people from school because like I haven't seen them in so long. But like thank you so much for asking me to be on. Like I was so excited.
yeah, me too. Like I haven't really like talked to you that much. This was good.
Yeah, this was so fun. I can't wait to like I hope people like enjoy this episode.
Yeah, I hope so.
It's not really much, but you know, I'm sure they will. And if you don't get really good like ratings on that, I'll take the fall. Like that's
Yeah,
my bad.
it's fine. There's one more thing I was gonna say. Like when you said that you like to
Oh yeah.
you said you like to like keep to yourself and do your own thing. Like I feel like that's
Hmm.
totally how my personality is too.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. I definitely am very much like okay, like I just like kind of keep to myself, like do my own thing, but like it take like but my friends are like they bring out like my like personality sometimes and they kind of make me like try new things, which is like super good because like I probably wouldn't do some things on my own. So it's like a good balance, you know?
Yeah, totally. Yeah, we'll have to talk more. This is fun.
Yeah, for sure. Well, thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, no problem. So this has been the Good Schmidt podcast. My name is Nick. Your name is Claire, and we are signing out. Bye.
Bye.